Plebby16.
What's up, you goddamn plebeians? Neo with the Balding Plebs, and joined here tonight by the immortal one,
Mr. fucking YouTube, baby.
Now, Mr. YouTube, we're taking a look at a screenshot tonight, something from the last launch trailer that I reacted to, of course, while you were a little bit under the weather recently. But I want to have one final discussion with you before Doom Eternal's launch on Friday.
Can I make a quick point?
Okay.
Is it not so great that we're finally getting a big money game coming out?
Yeah.
A game that we're hyped up about because we're all stuck in the fucking house. We're all congealing in the basement.
Yeah.
And we need something to play, damn it, because we're going crazy up in here.
No, I agree.
I mean, seriously, you can't even go outside without a freaking,
Yeah, somebody coughing on you.
Yeah. Gotta all have social distancing, so obviously we're not gonna be hanging out with other people. I mean, the best thing to do is get in there, kick some ass, take some names.
There you go. Sounds good to me. Now, we've been seeing some trailers, seen some gameplays. Of course, we talked about the collector's edition a few months back. Did all our breakdowns and stuff. And I even talked about the just Doom Eternal itself on Amazon and on Walmart. 49 something on launch day. So I mean, it's pretty good pricing. Just kind of shaping up to be a kick-ass first-person shooter. Give me your thoughts on what we've seen with Doom Eternal and what we're expecting from it as a whole.
So, okay, you guys, you look at the game, we've seen a lot of trailers, a lot of things recently. I think everybody kind of that's relatively interested in this game kind of knows what to expect. Doomslayer, demons, ass-kicking. That's been Doom since day one. So I don't necessarily know if I'm looking for them to, I'm not looking for them, I should say, to remake the wheel, right?
No, me neither.
I'm not expecting that. I'm looking for an enhanced, tuned game from what we got with kind of the Doom reimagining that happened a couple of years ago, which I thought was good. I didn't necessarily think it was probably as great as a lot of other people did. I thought it was good. And I think this can be the game that I kind of wanted that game to be, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Obviously, gaming has come a ways since whenever that was released, 2015, 2016. So you want to see that kind of, that challenging but doable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for from this. I want to feel the challenge. I want to feel the burn a little bit. I want to feel like there's some skin in the game, right? My character. But I also want to feel that my character is a badass and can take it to him, And there is kind of that power fantasy that I'm looking for here in a little bit of ways. Yeah. Again, not overpowered fantasy, but power fantasy. I want to feel that when this fucker shows up, it's go time. It's a big fight feel. Yeah. And I want to feel that I can stand toe-to-toe with him. Not, I got to go hide in the corner. That's not what I'm looking for. That is not the type of game I want to play.
I agree.
I want to say, okay, let's fucking rock, dude. And let's get out the plasma cans. Let's get out the BFG. Let's get out the fucking rocket launcher and let's go to work.
Yeah. So speaking about the rocket launcher, the rocket launcher, let me deter you for a second. We reacted to a boss fight recently. We saw him locking on, shooting multiple missiles at one time, doing shit tons of damage, just melting the enemy's health away. An enemy that we initially thought was going to be very difficult to beat with multiple bars of health, and we ended up seeing him just melting that health. So what are your thoughts on maybe the rocket launcher, maybe some of the weapons in Doom Eternal?
Well, I think what I'm seeing overall is a couple things maybe more underlying in the gameplay that get me excited, right? So number one, it looks like, you kind of get that, and they had some of this in the original 2016 game, where when you do like kind of the fatality kills or whatever, you get like some health drops from the enemies and different things like that. And I'm looking for that to be a little bit better tuned, I think. And of course, the movement, and we've been talking about that a lot, whether you got the grappling hook to kind of swing yourself around the arenas, or you've got some of these different...
how about the in-air dodge?
The in-air dodge, like the scorpion thing, or you bring them to you or whatever. Yeah. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for to give you sort of the underlying tools to complement your weapons that makes kind of taking care of the hordes and still being able to focus on taking care of the big guys and feel like it's not that hide in the corner, pop out, shoot, hide in the corner, pop out, shoot type of FPS shooter thing that sometimes these games unfortunately become.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of gameplay, whether it was from games journalists or whether it was, from in themselves. We've seen a lot of gameplay, and I really haven't seen a lot of sitting around corners and waiting for the right moment. I've seen a lot of getting in there and kicking ass.
Exactly.
And that game flow, right? It's very important that the pacing is right. So you do the melee kill, you do the close quarters kill, you get the health drops, the armor drops, whatever they are, keeps you in the game, brings your health back up so you've got enough time to get to another meta pack or something to keep you in the fight. So you're not constantly hiding to recover health and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
So I really do like that. They're keeping the game pace more about keeping you in the action.
Keeping you in the fight. And I think Rage 2, again, a game that maybe came out before this, had a few flaws, but did the combat and the intensity of combat correctly for this type of game where as you killed people, you kind of got health back. So you could take some damage in that game and still be okay.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
still keep fighting. And then it had augmented abilities on top of that even allowed you to kind of have that power kick when you needed it.
Yeah.
That's what's important to me here. Again, number one thing I look for in this game, guys, when we see the big money fights like this, can I feel, as the gamer, that I can stand toe-to-toe with this guy, go one-on-one with him, and have a fight? A, that is satisfying. A, that I hold up the controller and go, fuck yeah, when I beat him. But also, the only way to get that feeling is that he's challenging, but beatable, and beatable in a fair way, right? Very important. We don't want cheesing, right? We don't want hide in the corner type of shit. We want good, intense fights.
Yep.
That's number one for me in this game.
I totally agree. We've seen some beautiful environments, whether they're desecrated or whether they're, just monstrous set pieces with some huge environments with, creatures almost frozen in time battling together, and I think it's really, indicative of how far the series has moved and, whether they're building their story around these set pieces or what they're doing. That's totally fine. But I believe and I think that we're going to be in for a real treat with these set piece arenas and with these monstrous environments and everything that we're seeing. I've actually checked out a couple of the YouTubers that got early access to it. They were kind of talking about some of the experiences they've been having. And I think that's something that they really focus on in this game is those huge set pieces of scenery that just make you go, holy shit.
Well, I think that's important to note, too, because it's like, you think of the original games, right? And it was like corridor shooter, right?
Yeah,
it was a corridor. You'd come into an open room, you got the lava, you got the couple demons throwing the things at you, whatever. But realistically, it was one corridor.
And even in Doom 3, I think it was still basically...
It was a spaceship, kind of, and it wasn't...
kind of a corridor shooter.
Yeah, it wasn't... at the time it was insane. It was awesome.
It was totally
insane.
But
realistically, compared to what you can do now, it's kind of basic.
Yeah.
So it would be great to see this series make that jump and, like you're talking about, give you that wow factor, right? Give you that big money environment with a big fight feel in it.
I'm not comparing it to Dark Souls, but I'm going to make a reference to Dark Souls. Remember in Dark Souls, sometimes you come out in those big grand vistas. Like when you first meet Solaire, you're like, you look out over that opening, you're just like, holy shit, I'm nothing but a speck in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of the feeling I get when I see some of these grand arena set pieces that we've been talking about. It's just like the scale, right? Like, even though you're tiny, though, you still feel like you got big power. Like, you can knock these guys the fuck out.
Well, we see lots of different opportunities for interesting weapons.
Absolutely.
Right? We see the sword, the chainsaw hand. You got the grenade you shove in the guy's mouth.
We got the shoulder flamethrower. You got the predator cannon.
Yep. So you've got some different, again, augmentations, I think, that are going to make for more varied gameplay.
Absolutely.
Big time thing.
With you 100%, man.
So
with you 100%.
Those are the things that are in my head. Number one, hey, I don't care. Everything else aside, guys, how does the game feel to play? Yeah. That's all that really matters. I mean, if we're having fun with it, everything else falls into place.
And what can the viewers expect here on the Balding Plebs for content going forward with Doom Eternal? Of course, we're going to have live streams.
We're going to do some live streams. Are we doing day one live stream?
We're going to do our very best to have it ready for
Friday
Friday
best.
night.
We can't promise it, but we hope to.
Yeah,
okay.
We're hoping to have a day one live stream on the 20th. Probably have one on the Saturday as well.
Yep.
And then we're going to maybe do an episode or two of gameplay. We're definitely going to have that first impressions. And, of course, as usual, we will have the No BS review.
No BS review.
Absolutely.
And probably some good old-fashioned gameplay. I'm thinking this can be...
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one. My initial impressions here, guys, before... Obviously, I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but my initial impressions here, from what we've seen, very positive.
Yeah.
Very
and
positive.
One thing that I'm going to be looking for that's going to really be the tipping point for me, right? Because I played the last Doom, and I know what you were talking about the controls, and you maybe not feeling as in control and as maybe badass as you should. I'm going to be looking for the controls to be tight, responsive, accurate, my character to feel like a motherfucking badass, but not so OP that the game is unbalanced.
Yep.
And I'm going to be looking for it to be a fair but challenging experience. And I just realized I really got to get my gaming in with Doom Eternal and Resident Evil 3 Remake, because then Final Fantasy VII Remake is all you, and Last of Us Part 2 is all you as well.
Yeah, so we got a lot happening here, guys. This is, I guess, hey, it's a good time to be coming into gaming with everything going on here in the world, and everybody stuck in the basement. So
yeah, so
we'll be gaming.
We want to know what y'all think about Doom Eternal coming into its launch Friday, March 20th. Like the video if you enjoyed this discussion and are looking ahead here, and we'll see each and every one of you on the Balding Plebs for Doom Eternal.
You're welcome.
GG, you plebs.